Welcome back to the Comfy Channel. It's your boy Banks.
And cozy.
Yeah, we back with another episode for you. We got something good for you this
Yes,
time.
sir. Yes,
This is something
sir.
everybody been talking about, man. And this is something people always talk about, actually.
Boy.
But it's pretty much expectations and gender roles within relationships. And, when we talk about that, basically, of course, all this is set by what people consider as a societal norm. I guess it's either what they've seen in their household or what somebody told them, what their mama, grandmama, somebody then told them this is the way men should behave in a
Yeah.
relationship. These are things that are men responsibilities. This is women responsibilities.
Yeah.
And the same with the expectations, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically what we're going to talk about today. You know what I mean? And I guess one way we can kick it off is, what would be the expectations, or I mean, just
Shit. Let's define it.
Yeah, go ahead, define it. Go ahead.
Define
Let's see what we're talking about.
expectations.
Yeah.
Define gender role. Well, first and foremost, when I view expectations, it's typically what I am desiring. It's like a strong desire of something that I want from someone that is beneficial for me, or could be potentially in my mind beneficial for whatever we're doing. You know what I'm saying? So my definition of an expectation is, well, definition of an expectation probably from a woman would be, I'm expecting for him to pay all the bills. Definition from expectation from a man's perspective is I expect for her to cook and clean all the time.
And that
Right?
goes right into the gender roles too.
Gender
you know what I'm
roles,
saying?
exactly,
So
exactly.
This is what a man should do. This is what a woman should do.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you get the floor on what your definition is, bro. But yeah, I'm ready for this conversation.
Well, yeah. I mean, the same thing. The expectations is, when we in a relationship, I'm expecting this of you because we are in this relationship. So now that we're together, this is what I'm expecting out of you to keep me here. You know what I'm saying?
Basically.
And this is what in the gender roles come into play because you're basing that expectation off of what you've been told or just what you believe a woman should do in a relationship or what you believe a man should do in a relationship.
Yeah.
So, and then it all boils down to the communication at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So we can kind of roll this into that. What would be your expectations as far as communication goes when you're in a relationship with somebody? Because communication is key.
Yeah.
That breaks down a lot of shit if the communication ain't right.
Whew.
So let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? What would you? I guess like the question would be how you expect your woman to communicate with you, and how do you feel? Your woman would want to be communicated to.
Open door policy. I have an open door policy kind of communication spectrum. Like that's the way I view it.
Everything on the table.
Everything on the table. I'm a straight shooter. I'm a straight shooter, bro.
Okay.
I prefer my woman to be a straight shooter. Like, don't beat around the bush. Don't have a thought or a feeling inside of your mind and hold on to it. No, I want you to tell me right then and there. You know what I'm saying? Don't hold on to it until 6 months later and now it's becoming an issue. Because a lot of times issues are developed from conversations that were never had. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And so being able to have that open door policy, like, hey, look, my feelings are not, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to have my feelings on my sleeve. When you come to me and you come and holler at me, you know what I'm saying? I want you to be able to come to me and have that conversation with me. But that's the reason why, it's going to touch on some other things. Communication also helps establish the friendship within the relationship to begin with. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It makes it so much more easier for us to have tough conversation. You feel what I'm saying?
So that's your
That's
expectations
my
with
expectation.
communication.
Oh
You
yeah,
want it to be
Stri-
direct,
direct.
and
Yeah,
I mean, and that's what I think is the best. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like direct communication is key because a lot of times what happens is that in a relationship, people feel like they need to. I mean, they scared to have the uncomfortable conversation, so they rather
Hmm.
try to figure out.
Yeah,
Let me figure out how they feel. Let me try to figure out what's going on with
yeah,
them. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Instead of just having that conversation and just coming out and asking them, because you get more results when you just direct and you don't beat around the bush,
Yeah,
and y'all could quickly get to the same page if people would just be more open about being direct in their communication. Like
exactly.
this is how I feel about this, and immediately, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
like you said, you shouldn't be waiting like six some months, or even a couple weeks, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Because you
man,
build up resentment, you holding that in, you fuck around and explode. Now what? You know what I'm saying?
that's like my
Like,
biggest pet peeve,
yeah, like when
boy.
something happened, point that out. Let me know. Like, look, I have a problem with this because
Yeah,
you feel what I'm
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
And if you come into it and you know what I'm saying, it's about presentation is important. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly,
So and
exactly.
the delivery is important. That's what I mean. When we talk about expectations of communication, delivery has to be a part of that conversation because you want to know your spouse in a way that
Hmm.
you communicate with them properly, which means that you deliver the message in a way that they can receive it.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
And receiving is important too.
And that's important. And it's like you gotta care enough about that person to do that too. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying? So
exactly.
so that's the thing that we got to get to the root of the problem, which is people don't really even care enough about that person to really learn what's the best way to deliver my message to my baby boo, because that's the I want to make sure she understand, and I don't want to offend her because I care that much about her
Yeah,
feelings.
yeah, yeah,
That's what you got to get to a point of, and it'll clear up a lot of communication issues because
yeah.
you care enough to do so.
I agree. I
You
definitely
feel me?
agree. I mean,
Yeah.
it's got to be clear and concise. It's got to be teamwork though in the communication. Because I mean,
Yeah.
you can literally be a straight shooter, but come with the proper delivery. But if the other person on the other end is not, you know, where they need to be mentally or emotionally, they could literally take that conversation and run with it. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
got to be
Yeah.
a both end kind of.
You got to be in a relationship with somebody that you can communicate with.
Yeah.
Like everybody, just because their communication styles are different,
Hmm.
they might not be compatible in that way because they
Hmm.
just have different communication styles that conflict.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean that's part of the dating stage though. You know what I'm saying? That's part of the get
Hmm.
to know you stage. And it comes from having those uncomfortable conversations.
Yeah.
That's when you figure out that person's communication style. And shit, hopefully it's by you just directly asking. Like how if we had a conversation like this, how would you want me to present that to you if
Yeah.
I felt this way? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
why not have those type of conversations?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're
It's
trying to get
important.
to know each other.
It's
But a lot
definitely
of people
important.
like to skip over that shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Just like
Because
gender roles.
yeah, they like to figure. Yeah, exactly.
Well, at least not gender roles, but roles. Period. You know what I'm
I mean, it's
saying?
the same thing. A lot of people just assume that since that's the way that it's always been, it's cool, and everybody gonna be cool with that type of arrangement. But
Yeah.
shit,
Yeah.
that ain't the case.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we can jump into that. You know what I'm
Yeah. We
saying?
can do that.
Gender roles as far as in the
Whew.
household, as far as like household responsibilities. Y'all in the situation, y'all done dated, y'all good, y'all committed.
Hmm.
Let's move in together. You feel me? Like let's do it. We in here together. We in each other's space. Now at that point, you got all this shit that need to be handled in the house.
Yeah.
Who
Yeah.
doing what?
Man.
The first question is it a question of who does what? You know what I'm
Nah.
saying?
I mean, honestly, like it. I don't think there really would be a question. I think that I would probably initiate that conversation though before we decided to move in with each other. I would literally just
Okay.
give what my expectations are. You know what I'm saying?
Before y'all
Before
even,
we even move in with each other, I feel like that needs to be on the table.
I
Like, you know what I'm saying?
I
Like,
like that.
look, before, I mean, I'm pretty sure at some point we're going to decide to move in with each other, or that could be a
Or
part of
just
the
at the
conversation.
point, yeah, just at the point
Yeah,
that you want, that y'all decide
yeah,
that,
yeah.
okay, we need to
Man, let's
let
talk about it
let's talk
because
about how this gonna look.
this is the way I would view it.
Right.
If we're in a committed relationship and we're now living with each other, I'm going to say that the cooking and cleaning, that's a joint role.
Okay.
We both cook and clean, but I mean, obviously, we don't necessarily feel the pressure of having to do it every day as we did when we were living separately.
That's an equal
It's an
contribution,
equal
kinda. Yeah,
contribution.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
As far as bills are concerned, I'll take care of the brim. So, rent, say rent $1,800 a month. You got some utility bills and got your cable and Wi-Fi and all the stuff. So I'll take care of the rent. You take care of the utilities and the extra bills, and we can go half maybe on the groceries. But also, because we have made this step of living with each other in a
Mm-hmm.
committed relationship, let's take that first step of, let's do, maybe we can keep our separate accounts, but let's do a joint account and let's both save on a monthly basis.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? No one can pull out of this joint account because obviously with most banks you can get it set up where you got to get both signatures anyway.
Yeah.
You
But
get what
we
I'm saying?
both gotta contribute a
But we
certain
both
amount.
got to contribute a certain amount every month to this pot. And this pot, this is really us really establishing that financial foundation.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? And then we might decide we want to use this later on if we decide to get married. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Or we want to go and put money down on the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, of course, obviously, the moment that we decide to get married and we do get married, and that's a different scenery for me.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we have a revisit to the initial conversation about roles. It's not necessarily a gender role specific, but really more so where we are at that place. If you got my kid, oh yeah, out the gate, she's staying at the crib, bro. I mean, yeah, I mean,
He say you good.
yeah,
You,
yeah. I don't want you working them first
once
9 months.
you got the kid, that's it.
Yeah, I mean, not forever, not forever, not forever.
Okay.
The first nine
Make
months
sure
for
you
sure. Yeah, yeah.
make
The
sure you
first 9 months, and
clarify.
I would say like I'll say the first 4 to 5 years of my kid's existence. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Like,
first
I
five
don't have
years, the
expectations.
development years.
Yeah,
That
I
makes
don't have
sense.
expectations of you actually, working. And mind you, in the committed relationship, we had a savings pot. So that could potentially help with the brim of the added expenses that I'm gonna take on over the next
Yeah.
couple of years or whatever it may be. You get what I'm saying? So think about it like this, bro. What are the top two reasons? The top two reasons why people go through a divorce:
Yeah.
money and cheating.
Infidelity. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the number one on the list
Is
is
money.
money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's always
Absolutely.
money.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And it's
saying?
because they weren't on the same page when they
From the
originally
beginning.
got
Yeah, yeah,
together.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's the whole thing
Mm-hmm.
about it. And that's where the expectations come into play, and the gender roles. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's why it's much better, in my opinion, to just, especially when you're talking about finances, y'all both contribute to the collective pot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You want to try to decrease the separation in your relationship as
Yeah.
much as possible.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
when you are separating bills, separating bank accounts, separating responsibilities, you're separating yourselves, you're separating each other.
Yeah.
You are separate
I agree
within
with
your
that.
relationship on a lot of things when you should be together on everything in your
Yeah, I'm
relationship
with that.
if you're wanting to eventually be one with this person.
Yeah.
That's what everybody say marriage is
Yeah.
being one.
Yeah.
So if we're having gender roles, if we're having different expectations
Yeah.
of each other, then we're separate on a
Yeah.
lot of different things.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't agree with the whole expectations and roles, period. You know what I'm saying? The expectation is a collective expectation of us both contributing to this pot, to this household, to
Mm-hmm.
make sure that we fulfill our collective goals.
Now, what I can say is that I've been dating. I'm dating, and what I can say is from the women that I have been attracting now, when they have this conversation,
Mm-hmm.
majority of them, if not all of them, I've probably had a few of them here and there, just like, nah, I don't want to pay no bills. But I didn't came across women that are actually successful.
Yeah.
Some of them might be making more money
And
than a
most
kid.
most
You know what I'm
successful
saying?
women want to
They want to
contribute.
contribute,
Like
bro.
in
And
my opinion,
hey,
all
I,
these chicks talking about
it's
they ain't
hard.
trying to is because they
Yeah,
can't.
they
First of
can't
all,
financially.
that's what
Yeah,
it
facts,
is.
facts. They struggling.
Yeah,
They
that's
are.
the
That's their silent way of telling you I'm struggling
nigga save me.
financially.
Basically, bitch,
Exactly.
no.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
Like,
yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
saving you.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
let's come
yeah,
in and let's get to the top together. Like, but I'm
yeah,
not saving you. Like,
yeah.
and that's what they be looking for.
And
Yeah,
that's a part of the reason why most women do have those expectations, bro,
because they didn't
because
have
they
somebody that
had
did it
somebody,
before.
they had a jellyback, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah,
a sucker.
I
And
could
I was
see
a
that.
sucker, bro.
Yeah, I could see that.
I was
Yeah,
a sucker, but I was
but
by default a sucker, you know what I'm
by
saying?
default, I mean
By
it's because
default, bro.
yeah, I mean it's
Uh,
you didn't have the experience. You know what
yeah,
I'm
not to
saying?
know, like, hey, bro,
Yeah.
she move in, bro. You make her pay some of them bills. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro. Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
but I don't think it's that though. I mean, it's not just
Hey,
like,
but
hey,
them
make her
birthday,
pay
Christmas
some.
gifts was on point.
Just too stupid. I mean, it ain't necessarily about just hey, she moving in, so she gotta pay. You know what I'm
Yeah, yeah,
saying?
yeah,
But
yeah.
it's just about understanding that
Joint effort. Yeah.
yeah, the joint effort got to be there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like don't make sure that if you are moving in,
Hmm.
you're not being taken advantage of. You know what I'm saying? Because like we just said, it's a lot of women out here that just want to be saved. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? Like they
Yeah.
don't want to pay no bills, so they willing to just get with you just because they recognize that in you and like, oh shit, this nigga will do it. Hey,
Bro,
you know what I'm
bro,
saying? Let me get with
it's
him.
a lot of them that don't want to pay no bills, don't want to cook or clean, but they think because of they looks is enough
But it's like you
to be
said.
kept.
But it's like you
Mhm.
said, it's because niggas out here are doing it and have done it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, facts,
But that's
facts.
just
Yeah, yeah,
not like it's just not a healthy relationship. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Because in a sense, if that's the situation, then you pretty much just buying this chick. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I'm
You
not
lease
buying
her,
nobody's daughter.
you leasing her out. You know what I'm saying? And when you can't pay them payments no more, what's gonna happen? She
They,
gonna be repossessed by the next nigga that can pay make them
ooh, I
payments.
like that
You
metaphor
feel what I'm
though.
saying?
She like
Like
a drive
the
time
fuck
car,
is
and
we
she come
doing?
with used miles,
What the
nigga.
used bitch? You doing this to a used bitch? Come on, man, get the fuck out of here.
Bro,
Like, listen,
we
like
used
fuck
miles,
that. You
man.
know what I'm saying? Now I can see what you saying though. In a scenario where
That's
I'm
crazy.
trying to make sure she. I mean, that's what it is, though.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
really what it is, though. If
yeah,
you really break it down, if a chick is not contributing at all to your life,
yeah.
nothing, she can't do nothing more than be a trophy piece on your arm and get you leasing a trophy.
Bro, you'd be better off by yourself and keep your
Yeah,
money in your
like what the
pocket,
fuck?
bro.
Like, come on. Like, why would you want that? That
Yeah.
ain't no real love. That ain't no real relationship. That ain't no real commitment.
Hmm.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Which is, but that's what's in everybody's mind initially, right?
Initially, yeah.
And but you know what I'm gonna bring into the situation
Yep. Talk about it.
is men bring intangibles to a household as well,
Yeah.
and I just it always bothers me that that's not really highlighted as much as the intangibles that a woman can bring
Facts.
because women they don't like to acknowledge it as much, but y'all actually need us to do the manly things, you know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
And it's really just the things that as a woman you don't like to do, you're ill equipped to do, you know what I'm saying? It could be one of those two things, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
it could be as simple as taking out the trash, you know what I'm saying? But then it could
Hmm.
also be as big as fixing the goddamn sink if the dishwasher is fucked up, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah, yeah.
or you know what I'm saying, or if the garbage disposal is messed up, or it could be as something like shit changing your tire or making sure your gas tank is full. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Facts.
lot of different things, and shit. Something like making sure you're secure. You know what I'm saying? If we
Mm-hmm.
out, you know what I'm saying, and it's a problem, or even if we not out, if we in the crib and you hear something, first thing you doing is, hey, babe, what's that? You
Yeah,
heard that?
yeah, yeah.
You ain't about to hop your ass up. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-mm.
So we are bringing things because if you didn't have that man in the house, you know damn well most of y'all women will be fucked up if you heard some shit and you ain't had no man in there. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And we would be fucked up as men if we was in the house by ourselves and we truly had to, shit, take care of a kid by ourselves. I've been in that situation. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I know exactly that men have intangibles that are equally as important as these intangibles that the women bring, which to me it challenges the idea of a man needs to be taking care of the bulk of the bills or all of the
Mm-hmm.
bills while this woman can just sit here and take care of the household. Because
Mm-hmm.
when we come home, yeah, we want to chill and everything for a little bit, but at the end of the day, if you need something, you need some gas, you need me to fix something, you need me to go tell them kids to sit their ass down because they ain't listening to you, what we gonna do? We gonna hop up and do it. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying? The
facts.
same way that you gonna hop up and cook and make sure that we got a nice meal and a clean house.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's why I look at it like that, and that's why I think that bringing the finances into a collective pot is so important because we can't say that a man taking care of most of the bills is going to be sufficient enough or that he's going to, or at least for me, I'm not going to feel that you're contributing as much as I am if all you doing is sitting at the house and take care of the kid.
I think that the only thing that really kind of stands in the way for that the collective pot to work is both people got to be on the same page, and I mean really have
At the
that
beginning.
true understanding of teamwork to begin with.
So is that the other caveat to it then? Like is school a part of it too then? If she go because that's why you felt that
Yeah,
it was
that's
okay. And
yeah.
that's why you was grinding because you was like,
I got to make
she
up for
tried to
both of
go to
those two. Yeah.
school and so was it that when did you have the thought in your mind that I'm doing this temporarily because she about to go to school and she about to get this job?
She about to get his money, and then that added pressure is coming off of
It's
me.
gonna
We have
come back
rent,
off.
bro. We have
Okay.
rent, two cell phone bills, two car notes.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? Like
What the
we wasn't
fuck?
really like
You was
living
taking
life
care of
like
all
we
that.
really struggling. You feel what I'm saying? Like we
Yeah.
were actually, and we had had our own little spot or whatnot. We was living life. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? But I mean, for various reasons, there were other factors that played a role as far as the reason why we're no longer together as is.
Yeah.
But it was
Yeah.
never, it was just never a situation like, because of money. You know what I'm saying? Nor did
Yeah,
we
yeah,
have
yeah, yeah, yeah.
expectations under the gender role policy. To be honest with you, I taught her how to cook
Damn.
because she didn't have that. She didn't have that growing up to learn how to
But you
cook.
wasn't tripping because
Yeah,
because that was your strength.
yeah, and I loved
And
her.
you didn't mind and you loved
I
it.
loved
And
her. So.
see that goes to my point on, you know what I'm saying, when you talk about expectations in a relationship and gender
Hmm.
roles in a relationship,
Hmm.
it shouldn't be that. It should be more so of a strength weakness type thing.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It should be like, okay, these are her strengths. This is what she enjoys to do.
She cleaned.
Let me let her do it. You know what I'm saying?
She was a bomb ass cleaner, bro.
Shit. If she good at it and she like to do it, then
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
And what I'm gonna do, for you, since you doing that,
Hmm.
this is my strength, and this was
Hmm.
what I'm gonna bring to the table. I
Hmm.
think it should be more on that versus you should do this because you're a woman. You should do this because
I
you're a
agree.
man.
I
You know what
agree.
I'm saying?
I agree.
Let's cater to each other's strengths and let's help each other in our weaknesses.
Yeah,
You feel what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then all that gender role shit don't that shit fall by the wayside when you do it like that.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah.
If we both like to cook, then shit, we in the kitchen cooking together. You
Facts,
know what I'm saying?
facts,
Like
facts.
shit, it is what it is.
Yeah,
Like you don't
yeah.
like taking out the trash, that shit ain't no big deal for me, so I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'm not doing it. I'm not doing no shit. Just and same thing with the finances, because that's really what it come down to on the gender roles.
Right,
It usually be this man gonna take care of all the bills, and she just gonna sit home and take care of the house.
right.
You know what I'm saying? But nah, man, it shouldn't be like that. It should be that we all have strengths, we have weaknesses, even in the finances. If your strength is that, and I'm talking about a female, if her strength is that she can hustle and make more money than I can, then shit, it is what it is. She
Going
gonna do
ahead.
that.
Yeah,
I'm gonna figure out a way that I can support her in that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's
yeah,
her strength.
yeah.
That might be my weakness. So if that's my weakness, then shit, I gotta figure out something else that maybe I'm strong at that I can help her with. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? Or I could be open enough that she can help me with that weakness.
Yeah.
Show me how to make some money then. You know what I'm saying? Show me
Exactly.
how to get to where you
Exactly.
at. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But we all working together. We contributing to that collective pot at
It's
the end
that
of the day.
teamwork,
You know what
man.
I'm saying? It's the teamwork. Final thought.
Final thought, man. When it comes down to having a conversation about expectations, make sure that you're going into that conversation with an open mind. That's my
Good.
thought process on expectations, because your expectations may not necessarily be aligned with what your mate is willing to do or can do. And then at that point, you all would just want to be able to have that open line of communication so that you all can collaborate and figure out a solution for how it can be accomplished.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that you just sweep it underneath the rug and say, well, we'll just figure it out later. No, find a solution together.
Right. I mean, my final thought on it is, expectations. It's about the communication. I mean, I agree with you. You know what I'm saying? It's about communicating them up front,
Yeah,
like as early as possible, and being direct with it. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like if you have direct communication and you clearly laying out what your expectations are once y'all get in that relationship, once y'all get to the point of living together,
yeah,
then a lot of problems can be avoided down the line. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And it might even get to a point where you've been so honest and open about your expectations that y'all just come to the realization that y'all shouldn't be moving in together. You know what I'm saying?
Boy,
At the
yeah,
end of the day.
yeah. Don't
So
force it.
yeah, I mean, don't force it. You know what I'm saying? So, and gender roles, I agree with you. It just doesn't really make no sense at this point in our society where women can contribute just as much financially as men.
Yeah.
Men can be shit. In some cases, men can do more wifely duties than a woman can do. Like he is in a lot of cases, a man can cook better than a woman. You know what I'm saying? So gender roles at this point in life, it just don't really make no sense. So, all right, so that's it. We wrapping it up. We appreciate y'all for another episode, man, hanging in here with us. Remember that we gonna be here every week, bringing y'all good content, good topics, good conversations, keeping it comfy. You feel me? Make sure that y'all like, comment, subscribe. We want to hear from y'all. We want to see what y'all think about the things that we talk about. Suggest topics to us. You know what I'm saying? Because we definitely want to talk about what y'all want to talk about. This is all about making everybody feel relaxed about having those conversations, that you always want to have, that we enjoy having. And definitely, y'all see the merch. You know what I'm saying? We got plenty of stuff available on our website as well. Join the comfy movement, get you some merch, tap in with us, and we appreciate y'all. Till next time, peace.